So a lot of the best players that I've played with seem like they're not even trying in practice. There's a few guys in particular that come to mind, but it has been a common theme with the best players in the country, best players in the world. In practice, it just seems like they're almost not trying, and at times it definitely feels like they're not trying. But that's not true. It's just because they understand the difference between practice and competition. You see the way that the Brazilians train. I don't know if you've watched any videos of them. They're constantly going super fast, game like speed. They have a bunch of coaches tossing balls in. And there's this, I think, a myth that a lot of people say, well, they say the way you practice is the way that you play. And they say this thinking that you should practice like it's the game, same intensity, same speed, so that you're ready for the game. But that's just really not possible because when you're playing a game, there's just like a different type of adrenaline that happens, and there's way more on the line when you're playing. There's money involved, your points are involved, seedings, there's people there. Like there's a lot more on the line, and that's really why you train, is for the competition. So it's impossible to emulate that in practices and make it game like, or practice with the same intensity. That's just not possible. So a lot of these really good players, best players, they're in practice maybe not going with the same intensity physically and the same adrenaline, but mentally they're locked in. They're thinking a lot about every movement. They might not be jumping as high as they can. They might not be sprinting as fast as they can, but they're really thinking about how they can improve. Like in my previous couple of videos, they're focusing on one thing, on a couple things to get better at. If you get better at one, two things every practice over a long term, over a year, you're gonna get a lot better. Um, there's also another thing of that is, if you don't if your like baseline play is at like 80-90%, if you feel pretty comfortable there, like you could beat most teams there, um, then when you need to kick it up to 100%, 95%, 100%, you have that extra room in the tank. You have that extra kick where you play even better. Um, it's kind of like on your arm swing. A lot of people want to contact the ball as high as they can, and I've done this for a long time, but then you realize if you're used to contacting the ball as high as you can never really contact the ball any higher. You can contact the ball lower, but you can't contact it higher. But if you're used to contacting the ball at like 90% of your reach, then when you need to, for some reason, reach a little bit higher, you can. You have that. You can swing lower and you can swing higher. It's similar with practice intensity of, if you're jumping 90% in your practices, if you can get the kill 90, jumping 90%, swinging 90%, then when you need to hit it 100%, or you need to jump just a little bit higher, you're able to. So it's those two things that I think are the biggest difference between practice and competition, that a lot of people just don't utilize, and it's the reason why a lot of players aren't succeeding, aren't getting to where they need to be, is because they're not thinking a lot. When you're using all your energy physically in practice, you can't use that same energy mentally. So in practice, slow it down, think, use your brain, and the games come, it'll be habit, and then you can use that energy for physical stuff like strength, jumping higher, being quicker, like that stuff. And then you don't even think when you play. Just don't think. Do what you've practiced, and then let the results happen. Yeah.